All right, Shalom. This is Harwan by Yasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp. I want to say Kal Halayim La Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai by Hashem Harakah Kodash Ma'amath. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders. Shalom to you, Akim, and Akwatim and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. Yeah, man. As you know, it's been a trend going around of taking down of a lot of these statues, basically, which are idols. All right. And now you have this activist coming out stating it's all over social media. And it's funny because I was just talking to somebody about it the other day, and I was like, yo, you know what? They should take a picture of that Caesar Borgia picture statue down. That's one of the biggest forms of white supremacy, right? Or Edomite supremacy. All right, so I'm gonna get to it. It says, Shaun King statues of the Messiah. All right, because the Lord's name is not Jesus, Christ. All right, Jesus means hail Zeus. So they pray, they're giving paying homage to an idol. All right, a false god named Zeus. And Christos in the Hebrew would be Mashiach, which means the anointed. All right, so Yahweh Shai is the Lord's name, the Messiah's name in the biblical Hebrew. So when it says Jesus, I'm going to say Messiah, all right, instead of that name. So it says this: the statues of the Messiah are a form of white supremacy. All right, should be torn down. Isn't that something? So that's the time we in, man. It's a symbolic form of Esau falling. All right. Now you have some people saying, yeah, they shouldn't tear the statues down because they're getting ready to prove, they're hiding the proof. Now they won't have anything to point at and say, hey, that was a slave owner right there. That was a wicked man. But it doesn't matter. The Most High is the judge, and he's sending Yahweh Shai, our judge, to bring judgment to Esau. All right. And ultimately, all of their idols and statues are going to be torn down and burned. Now it says, so this is a beautiful thing here that's happening. It says, far left activist Shaun King, we just call him an activist. How about that? All right. Activist Shaun King on Monday said all images depicting the Messiah as a white European, basically Edomite, because nobody's white on this earth, so they're depicting them as an Edomite, Caesar Borgia. All right, that's what that image is that we see. A lot of churches and everywhere. That's Caesar Borgia, where they sought to paint the likeness of their images in the scriptures. All right. So now it says, and they covered, and also scriptures say in Job 9:24, they covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? That's them. All right, it's proven. The scriptures say the Lord is a dark-skinned man. But they got an Edomite up there, red man. All right, with long red hair. The scriptures say he got white and woolly hair in the heavens right now. So it says this white European activist Shaun King on Monday said all images depicting the Messiah as a white European should be torn down because they are a form of white supremacy. And that's true. All right, used by the Catholic Church. All right, especially in slavery, they push that image in our minds. It says King made his remarks over a series of Twitter posts as historic monuments and statues have become the targets of anger and vandalism during the so-called Black Lives Matter protests in the wake of George Floyd's death while in police custody last month. And this is what he posted right here. All right, I'm gonna go down. It says, yes, this is his post. says, yes, I think the statues of the white European they claim is the Messiah should also come down. That's right. They are a form of white supremacy. Always have been, always have been. In the Bible, when the family of Yahushua, the Messiah, wanted to hide and blend in, guess where they went? Egypt. That's true. Not Denmark. Tear them down. All right. So a lot of people waking up to Esau's lies, man. Says, yes, all murals and stained glass windows of a white Messiah, right, they got in the churches. All right. And his European mother, the Virgin Mary, they added that in during the time of Constantine. All right. And one of the ecumenical councils, the first ecumenical council that they had, well, they added that in. And I think it was around the second one. So they added the worship of the Virgin Mary in there. So we're not supposed to deal with no Virgin Mary and the Lord. And the Lord was born through Joseph, a so-called black man, and his wife, Mary, was a so-called black woman too, her Israelite. And they had sex together and had a child. His name was Yahushua. All right. A so-called Negro from the tribe of Judah. And their white friends should also come down, right? The fake angels that they put up. Because the angels are dark-skinned. They're not Edomites, all right? Leprosy is known as a sickness. We got a lot of our people that look like Esau or whatever now in these times. Then they would have a form of what you call clean leprosy, where it's not able to be passed on. But in the kingdom, everybody gonna get their color back as far as being Israelites, all right? But Esau, that's what that is, man. They got a picture of Esau up there. It says they are a gross form of white supremacy, created as tools of oppression. All right, racist propaganda. They should all come down. Sheesh. This is Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. All right, so that's why you have, they have a picture of a Edomite sitting at a table with a bunch of other Edomites and saying that's the Passover, the last dinner. Nah, man, it was a so-called Negro named Yahushua and his disciples, which are Negroes, all right, Israelites. Now it says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, and the wicked represents Esau. He covered up the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? All right. And they covered our faces through something called iconoclasm, meaning the destruction of the icons, all right, of our paintings. And you have something called the catacombs of Rome, to where our people built pictures over the grave sites of the true Jews that were buried in the Roman Empire. All right, in the graves, or in the caves, are called the catacombs. The word catacomba means natural hollows, and they built those. A lot of the rich people of our nation paid for the funerals of the poor because they started cremating our people. All right, when they couldn't pay for their burials, so they said, "All right, they started buying out hollow spaces called the catacombs, and that's why you have the true burial site of the real Jews, what they call Jews or Israelites, over there today in Rome or Italy and different places. In all those places, they have paintings over top of the grave sites of Yahushua being a good shepherd, as I'm gonna probably put up in here on the screen, make it a still shot or something. They call it the Good Shepherd, all right. But then you have Caesar Borgia, Esau, put up as the Messiah by Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo. And he was known as a sodomite, a murderer that killed his own brother. All right, it was incest with his own sister, Lucretia Borgia. They was known as the first crime family, the Borgia family. They got a series on Showtime still. All right, so there's all the evidence is there. crimson, going back to red, meaning Esau, man. Edom. So they covered our faces. They covered the Lord's face. And they lied to the people. And they oppressed the Lord's people. All right, this is Revelations 1:1. The revelation of Yahweh Shai, Mashiach, which Yahweh gave unto him to show his servants. All right, so Yahweh gave these revelations to Yahweh Shai to give unto people like John, the Revelator, on the Isle of Patmos. All right, to show he was an Israelite, a dark-skinned man as well, unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass. And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John. See, so he sent this vision by angels unto John, who bear record of the word of Yahweh and of the testimony of Yahweh Shai and all the things that he saw. So he saw the Messiah. All right, how he looks in the heavens right now, and how and you see the catacombs, the paintings of the Messiah. Those were the people that was around about the time of the grandchildren of the people that was on the scene when Yahushua was walking on the earth. All right, so that's how close it was to the depiction of how he would look, because they knew how he looked, or close to it. All right. Now it says, blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. All right, that's why you're blessed by reading. All right, the words of this prophecy, not just looking at an image, crying in front of it and shit. You know, believing your pastors at church getting money from you. See, they use that in church to get money from everybody. TD Fakes, he always said he and the Jesus selling business. All right, and they push those images on people, and then they try to ditch the image, but they still push that mindset of that image. Or they say his color doesn't matter when it does matter to the people of his tribe. All right, this is Revelation 1:13. This is his image, how he looks. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot. All right, the 7 candlesticks represent the 7 churches of Asia Minor, which represent the elect today. So in the midst of them is Yahweh Shai. All right, with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. His head and his hairs were white like wool. So the top of his head is white and woolly, and his beard is white and woolly, as white as snow. And his eyes were as a flame of fire. All right, got serious eyes, man. And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace. So his feet were dark brown, as if he burned it in the furnace. So he was real dark and polished looking, real anointed and clean. All right, and glowing. And his voice had the sound of many waters, meaning he had a vibrant voice, a strong, powerful voice that echoed. All right. So that's the image of the Lord, a dark-skinned man from the tribe of Judah. It's not an African. This is Hebrews 7:14. For it is evident that our Lord sprang out of Judah. So Yahushua was born from the tribe of Judah, a dark-skinned man. All right. So his tribe is dark-skinned. See that? But today we were scattered around the 4 corners of the earth, called Negroes, Black, African, and we all different colors and shades now. All right. Mingled amongst the nations. It says, of which tribe Moses spake nothing concerning priesthood. All right, still got some dark-skinned Judites, but we're a speckled bird now. You know, everybody's different colors and shades, but the seed and the spirit is still the same. This is Zephaniah 2:11. The Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai will be terrible unto them, for he will famish all the gods of the earth, and men shall worship him, every one from his place, even all the isles of the heathen. So even the heathens, the children of Israel scattered amongst the heathen are going to worship Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right, the elect are going to do that. But in the kingdom, all these nations are going to bow down and submit to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai and his men in the kingdom anyway. All right, not going to be any more white supremacy or Edomite supremacy, or any nations rising up against us, or try to take our lands. All right, this is Wisdom of Solomon 15:4. For neither did the mischievous inventions of men deceive us. All right, so the hopeful elect are not deceived by these deceitful and mischievous inventions, such as these paintings and icons that they made during the Renaissance period, putting their images up and putting it in our face and in the movies and all right, in theaters. It says, for neither did the mischievous inventions of men deceive us, man. That's the mischievous inventions of men, imaginations. Even this chip that they bring it is imagination. Nor an image spotted with diverse colors, all right, like their paintings, their statues, their crosses and shit, chains. The painter's fruitless work, all right, that's their paintings that they have up in all the houses and shit. The painter's fruitless labor, all right, that's that image of Caesar Borgia. The sight whereof enticeth fools to lust after it. It's crazy. So they desire the form of a dead image that have no breath. Both they that make them, they that desire them, and they that worship them are lovers of evil things. It's deep, man. Those that make them and the ones that desire them and they that worship it. All right. So even if you're saying you ain't worshiping it and you just keeping it with you, you still lovers of evil things and are worthy to have such things to trust upon. Because the Lord in that day gonna say, hey, where's your idols to protect you? All right. Yeah, what you call on your idols, call on your false gods to protect you. And the Lord gonna leave you out there in the judgment. All these people that's worshiping these idols and shit. For the potter tempereth such soft earth. For the potter tempering soft earth. It's crazy because all these elements and silver and brass and earth and whatever they make these idols with and paintings and even the light that's embedded within the colors of the pastel or paintings of clay that they use to make it, you know, in the actual dye or colors that's made. All of that is made by Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and his creation takes that and try to make something else to worship. This shit deep, man. You know? So it says, and likewise also such as serve the contrary. It's like it. For the potter tempering soft earth fashioneth every vessel with much labor for our service. All right. Just like you have Noah or people that would build boats or cars, you know, you have things that's built for service. But a wicked mind is going to build something to worship or image, you know. It says, for the potter tempering soft earth fashioneth every vessel with much labor for our service. Yea, of the same clay he maketh both the vessels that serve for clean uses, right? So you make forks or plates or anything. And likewise also all such as serve to the contrary. But what is the use of either sort? The potter himself is the judge. It's deep, man. So at that point, whoever's making these things, it's deep. You know, they're that vessel of that wicked imagination. And employing his labors lewdly, you get paid to do it, he maketh a vain god of the same clay or paint or whatever you want to call it. Even he which a little before was made of earth himself, and within a little while after returneth to the same. Some scary shit, man. Out when his life which was lent him shall be demanded. All right, so once the Lord demands the life of that person and calls them their spirit back to him. It's deep. So they were worshiping all these idols in vanity. And everybody about to realize that. Notwithstanding his care is not that he shall have much labor, nor that his life is short, but striveth to excel goldsmiths and silversmiths, meaning working hard to produce this false idols and paintings and shit like that. Picassos and all that, and the fake hand touching another hand from the sky, the Edomite hand. So they pushing all that and paying for it, and all this wealthy gold and money, putting it in museums and shit, and churches, and building it in cathedrals, and all the stained glass windows and shit. All of that's vanity. All of that. And these people, we live and die on this earth, man. You know, we should be praising the Creator, Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And Esau is not going to do that. And 2/3 of our people are following after Esau and worshiping these false images. It says, but they strive to excel goldsmiths and silversmiths, and endeavor to do like the workers in brass, and counteth it his glory to make counterfeit things. Ain't that something? His heart is ashes, that's their mind. His hope is more vile than earth, and his life of less than clay, less value than clay. For as much as he knew not his maker, and him that inspired into him an active soul, and breathed in a living spirit. This is Jeremiah 10:8. It says, but they are altogether brutish and foolish. The stock is a doctrine of vanities, man. That's their idols. They teaching and worshiping and pointing at and using it as images, and you know. That's why the scriptures say we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but everything that exalted itself against the knowledge of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man, and casting down of imaginations. And this picture of Caesar Borgia, that picture of the devil, because Esau, the so-called white man, is the devil that the Bible speaks of. That's what the scriptures say. All right, Yahushua came here to tell us that. He was a so-called black man from the tribe of Judah. And now, so I'm going to read this. It says what? But they are altogether brutish and foolish. The stock is a doctrine of vanities. Silver spread into plates is brought from Tarshish, and gold from Euphaz. Today it represents priceless gold and riches that they mold and put it into idols. All right, Euphaz meaning pure gold. The work of the workman and of the hands of the founder. They were putting on chains and necklaces and shit like that. All this idol worship, man. Idolatry. Blue and purple is their color, their clothing. All right, at that time, during the Assyrian Empire, the Babylonians, going into the Babylonian Empire later, they had idols that they would wrap and drape in these colors. It says, they are all the work of cunning men. They're wicked men. Or crafty men, you know. But Yahweh is the true power. He is the living power. All right. And the Most High has white and woolly hair. And Yahweh Shai looks just like him. All right. And looks like a dark-skinned male or man. But he's a spirit. But Yahweh is the true power. He is the living power. And an everlasting king. Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. At his wrath, the earth shall tremble, and the nations shall not be able to abide his indignation. And that's how we're going to know our power when he shows up. Thus shall ye say unto them, the gods that have not made the heavens and the earth, even they shall perish from the earth and from under these heavens. So all their idols and their false gods, they're all going to perish with the fire. And then in the kingdom, we're going to be tearing down idols and burning them up. All right, forcing these nations to cast down all their idols. And the Lord said 2/3 of our people are going to cast away their idols because they're going to see that it's just an image. It can't help them. They're holding on to their crosses and shit. And they Santeria, whatever you call it, that Mary chain, and they're beads, Catholicism, and Islam. All right. A lot of our people into witchcraft. But the main one that plagues our people is this image of Caesar Borgia in these churches in Christianity. It says, he have made the earth by his power. He have established the world by his wisdom, and have stretched out the heavens by his discretion. So all the images that they built up through the elements that the Lord made, the Most High made the heavens and the earth, and they're taking of these elements, same elements, and through their imaginations, they build a false god to worship. It's deep, or they start to worship planets, you know. And now we're in the time where all these images are being brought down, and the Lord is about to judge this place. All right. Thus shall ye say unto them, the gods that have not made the heavens and the earth, even they shall perish from the earth and from under these heavens. So in the kingdom, it's not going to be spoken of any idols. All right. It's only going to be Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. That's it. You know, the true and living power. He have made the earth by his power, and he have established the world by his wisdom, and have stretched out the heavens by his discretion. When he uttereth his voice, there is a multitude of waters in the heavens. Wow. And that's how you know it's Shemayim and waters out there, outside the firmament. And he causeth the vapors to ascend from the ends of the earth. He maketh lightnings with rain, and bringeth forth the wind out of his treasures. Every man is brutish in his knowledge. Every founder is confounded by the graven image. See that? So the ones that build these graven images, basically, especially in America, man, you know, they thrive on Christianity, and they push these images in these jewelry stores and all over TV and in these movie stores, movie places and shit, all over the internet and everywhere. They push that image in the minds of our people. So, you know, the founder of it, Esau, is going to be confounded by their own images. So it says what? For his molten image is falsehood, man. And even their painted ones. And there is no breath in them. They are vanity and the work of errors, man, right? Because it basically goes back to the false god Zeus, man. And Esau, Caesar Borgia, he was a man that walked on the earth, but he was a wicked, effeminate Edomite. And that's just it, all right? He was not the Messiah or any of the Lord's children. The portion of Jacob, they are vanity and the work of errors, man. So they're the work of errors. All right. And the hopeful elect are following behind the work of righteousness. You see that? We follow in the Lord's image, which is what? The image of wisdom and spirit of truth. It says, in the time of their visitation, they shall perish. All right. So they're going to come down eventually. And we're seeing the beginning of that. So and the Lord's visiting the earth. All right. So with that, I'm going to say, Shalom.